Welcome to Anime Sensei, guys, and today's topic promises to be mind-blowing. So, before we begin, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and press that bell icon to stay updated of all the new content we're creating. And beware for the following spoilers. Ten. Kwanji Fashi, the MC of this show, finds himself teleported to a different dimension than his world. That even though everything and everyone in it was still intact, it was still different due to the fact that it has magic powers in it. Instead of algebra and chemistry classes, this new school taught its students about magic and spells and powers, with the light being the worst of them and the thunder and fire being the rarest of them all. To say thunder element is rare is quite an understatement, since it is rarely found in twice in the same generation. However, what is the rarest is for someone to actually have two elements as the base form, since later on a user can ask to master a new element. So, when it comes to a double user, later on he'll have received 3 types of power rather than 2. And this is the case of this MC, who has the abilities of summon, thunder, and fire. 9. Kono minikuki mo usukushi. When we talk about a sad story, Takeru must make it on our list. Just when he was a child, his father died and left his mother. And later on, his mother left his kid. Runs in the family, eh? Hence, Takeru wasted his young age being the laziest and unmotivated individual in his area. He doesn't like anyone. Not even any girl, except Hikari. However, talking about his powers, he can transform into a different being, which enhances his true powers to superhuman strength. His monstrous strength has been showing a lot of times in the anime, and we got to see some serious action too. 8. Nabari no O. 14-year-old Rokujo Miharu is the bearer of the Hijutsu Shinra Banshu. This is a powerful technique that almost all of the ninja clans desire to possess so that they can become the rulers of Nibari. His fellow classmate, Koichi, and his English teacher, Kumohira, are both secretly ninjas that belong to the Banten clan, and they have pledged themselves to protect Miharu from any and all danger that may come his way. However, Miharu's emotionless personality renders him unable to join the Banten clan when offered, but his hidden abilities were the targets of many attacks. After numerous attacks, he's left with no choice but to join them, as he uncovers more and more about his hidden power so that he can become the true ruler of Nibari. 7. 11 Eyes. Transported to an unfamiliar world, cliché strikes again. Satsuki and Yuki find themselves in a world of red skies and black moon and hordes of monsters everywhere. Believing they are alone, they are at a loss of what to do and how they should move on from there. When the night ends, though, they think they had a sort of weird dream until it starts again and 4 others join the mix. You have your typical swordswoman, the dead sister lookalike, the Human Torch, and of course, the psycho girl that becomes a cold-blooded killer when removing her glasses. Though there's a lot of cliches, but the anime still has potential to be realized as the company have to work together in order to discover what the hell is going on exactly, and what is this red sky world they're in. 6. Kakumeki Valvrave. In a world where even space, the final frontier, was colonized by humans, 3 major powers reigned supreme: the Atlantic Rim United States, ARUS, Dorsia Military Pact Federation, and Japan, and Islands of the Ocean Republic, JIOR, with the latter taking a rather neutral position. Our story begins with the 17-year-old student Haruto Tokishima and how his life took a 180-degree turn when the Dorsia forces invaded the neutral area of JIOR in search for armored mechanized weapons called Valvrave that are coincidentally hidden in the MC's school. What later happens is that the MC so conveniently stumbles on one of those Valvraves, enters a pact with it, and rides it to fight back the invasion and protect his friends. Playing hero in short. 5. Pandora Hearts. The main character, young Oz Vesalius, is the prince and heir to the throne of the Vesalius Duke House. The perilous world called the Abyss is not much more than a folktale in his opinion, and he thinks it was invented to scare misbehaving children. Unfortunately, Oz's life is turned upside down when on his coming-of-age ceremony, the malicious Baskerville clan ambushes them and throws Oz into the darkest depths of the Abyss. The young boy of only 15 now knows that his life of luxury and tranquility is at its end. He must confront the dangerous world of the abyss and the monsters that dwell within it. 4. Jormungand. Koko Hekamatyar might seem to the normal passerby as a cold-hearted, antisocial person. Don't be fooled by her looks. She's far worse than that. There's a thin line between genius and insanity. In Coco's case, both are fused together into one. She's smart and collected, makes the most intricate of plans, and is the most wanted criminal and most dangerous one by the CIA. She created a well-synced team, and all working together like the gears of a clock in unison and order, giving everyone roles they're most suited for. Coco is prepared to do whatever it takes and using whatever means necessary to reach her goal, even if it includes some innocent lives lost in the process. Then so be it. 3. Zetsuin no Tempest. Nothing could drive someone to the limit more than the death of a close one. So imagine it being this person's sister. After dying in a mysterious, unexplained accident, my hero disappears for a whole month, only to return having allied himself with a witch trying to figure out what really happened to his sister and the mysterious circumstances that caused her death, all while facing the witch's brother for domination, and to protect the power of Exodus from falling into his hands, a power that could potentially end the world. The story seems interesting enough, and with a new, fresh kind of plot, sure it has some cliches like every other anime, but it still has its own uniqueness. 2. Sacred 7. Wielding the power of the Sacred 7 is harder than you think, as it's a power that can easily run amok and cause more harm than good. Alma, the MC in this show, is born with the latent power of the Sacred 7, however refuses to use it, since before the show events this ability once went berserk and caused a lot of harm and destruction. The enemies in this world are monsters called Dark Stones that can only be countered by, you guessed it, Alma's Sacred 7 ability that later he's able to discover a way to control and subjugate to his will. This power, if not tended to, can easily control its user and become a force of evil rather than good. However, with the help of Ruri, Alma is definitely going to control his powers and use them to save everyone. 1. Parasite, the Maxim. Ever heard of the game Prototype? Well, watching this series gives the exact same vibes. It's lots of blood slicing and dicing gore to its utmost limit, and the most important, a nonchalant, badass MC. The Parasites are an alien race that came to Earth for one simple reason: destroy and eradicate humans and control all of them. One thing led to the other, and the MC found his body being invaded by a parasite. What does he do? He isolates it from reaching his mind, of course, rather than panic and cry like a baby. He learns to use his newfound powers to destroy and beat other evil parasites. He even once walked into a storm of blades without being touched once, and without batting an eyelid. That's the definition of badass, if you ask me. And with this, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press that bell icon to keep you notified of all our new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you liked the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments as well. Until next time, see ya!
If you got a problem to speak out, I'm a cowboy and let's bebop. The Stein skate at the treetop. Berserk what I'm keeping on rewatch. Hunter, I freak out. When I'm in my room, you should keep out. I'm a ghost of the shell, push you through hell like gun grave.